Hi, hello Stitchers. Thank you for coming. This is Linda, Blue Horse, Yellow Cow. I think I'm turning into a quarterly floss tuber, but that's the way it goes. So I'm here now. I'm very grateful to anyone who watches. And I'd like to talk about stitching. First of all, tonight, I'm losing, I've almost lost my natural light. But that's okay because I have so much light blasting on my face. Hopefully you'll be able to see me. Tonight I am enjoying a local beer, an IPA. I'm a fan of IPAs, in case you haven't gathered, from Goose Island Brewery in Chicago. And it is called Next Coast IPA. It's widely available. It's delicious. If you're a fan of IPAs, it's very hoppy. So kind of bitter and citrusy. I've poured just a little because I don't want to spill. I've spoken before about this, but I'll give my disclaimer. If you see my hands shaking, it's from my asthma medications, which do that, but enable me to speak, hopefully without coughing too much. I also wanted to talk about a beer that is not an IPA. Someone on a previous video of mine had left a comment, and I apologize for not going back to find your name. I will do that after this. And asked me to review possibly a dark beer. I'm not a huge fan of dark beers, but my husband is. And he, the other night, was drinking one, which I tasted and was wonderful, called, it's by Sleepy Dog Brewing. Where are they? I felt like yeah, I guess I should have done this before. I felt like they were in San Diego, but I can't find them. Sleepy Dog Brewing. It's either San Diego or Washington State. I'm so sorry. And this is not a high alcohol beer, and it's called Wet Snout Peanut Butter Stout. And it is delicious. Sorry about that glare. There. Look at that picture. Damn. What I usually, no, it's in Warrenville, Illinois. Oh God. Here I go, right off the bat. Warrenville, Illinois, and Tempe, Arizona. What I loved about this beer is that it's not sweet tasting, which to me, a lot of dark beers taste kind of sweet to me. I call them dessert beers, which I guess would be fine in their place, but I don't really drink beer for dessert. But my husband loves them. He has a big sweet tooth, so he'll drink them right before dinner. But this Wet Snout Peanut Butter Stout was not at all sweet. It was very nutty, but kind of not a glazed nutty. It's just delicious. So if you like dark beers, whoever you were who commented on that, I would really recommend this one. We got it at locally at a place called Binny's. I don't know if they're nationwide, but they're definitely not, hyper local. So I think that you could find that one. It's nutty, it's dark, it's not too sweet. So that's the beer segment. I'll take a sip. Next Coast IPA. So lovely. I know anyone in the Midwest could get it, and possibly farther too. Okie doke. My floss tubes are ending up to be quarterly, and I didn't intend that, but as you all know by now, I'm a snail's pace stitcher, so it takes me a while to gather up enough stuff that I have something to show you. I'd like to talk just a second about StitchCon. Many people have spoken articulately and eloquently about StitchCon, and I agree with everything they've said. It was overwhelming, continuously overwhelming, but in you know, kind of like heaven would be overwhelming. Not at all in a mob mentality sort of way. I don't know how they did it, but this was a huge gathering, and it felt extremely intimate and relaxed. And Barb and her staff, and Steph and Pam and Nicole, I don't know how you all did it, but this was the most comfortable environment. And I'm sort of a, you know, a more introverted person. And I never felt that I had to run away, which I often feel in those kinds of situations. So even though it was just a huge gathering of people, it was so comfortable, and I thank you all who made that happen. Overwhelming emotionally, I had taken from the first, literally the first 30 seconds, my husband and I got in late, and we walked into the lobby of the Hyatt there at the convention center, and there was a group of stitchers, and I recognized them all, and I don't think I said a word. I think I was kind of like this, greeting them all. It's a funny thing. Also the next day when I entered the stitching room, which is like the biggest wedding reception you've ever been at, and bigger. And I had taken the elevator down to the stitching room, which I sort of envisioned as take the elevator, go down, find the conference room where it's all happening. But what happened was, and many people have said this already, I'm sure, elevator door opens, and there are Steph, Pam, Nicole, literally right in front of the elevator. And it's just so funny to join those real humans with the people you've been watching. So yeah, I don't think I said anything. They were, and I know they experienced this a lot because they were very good at channeling us down the line, you know, go get your t-shirt and there's the door. So when I entered to call it a stitching room, it's like, I want to call it a ballroom, except it was carpeted, so there's no balls going on there, but it was a huge room, and I'm sure everyone's experience was the same, because looking into that room and immediately scanning the room and recognizing so many people, except that It was kind of like being at, well, not the Academy Awards, if you're a movie fan, who isn't, but the Golden Globes, because everyone was at tables. So you walk into the Golden Globes and you look across the room and you recognize everyone because you've been watching them and you love them, except they're not surrounded by security. They're saying, hey, hi, come on over, sit down at our table. So, you know, it's like you walk into the Golden Globes and Nicole Kidman says, come sit next to me. And then Tom Hanks says, oh, come on over here, we have room. And you're 100% bowled over. And it's not, I'm not a very starstruck person. People are people, and, you know, whether you're the president or one of us, and especially us, we are sitting in our houses making videos with our phones or our cameras. But I'm not, well, I was starstruck when Sarah and I were in the same room as David Bowie. But other than that, or in an elevator with Stevie Wonder. Those are the only 2 times in my life I was completely gobsmacked and silent. But when I walked into the stitching room and these people said this to me, I was just, I couldn't join the screen with the reality. And I think that part of that is because we know and love these people because people are still doing fireworks. It's the end of July. We know and love these people, but we know and love them, you know, on our little screens. Other people have said this too. So to join that at home watching them on screens with the real human people was just so crazy and so wonderful. It felt, it just felt like being bathed in love, and that doesn't happen that often. So it was wonderful. And when I walked in, actually the 2 people who spoke to me first were Angie from Bub My and David, cross-stitching leopard. And you guys, I've just transformed you into Nicole Kidman and Tom Hanks. And so when they said that, of course I said, oh yeah, thank you, yeah, okay, and started walking toward their table, completely forgetting that I had been talking with Donna Ray for over a month and making our arrangements to sit at our table. So I was kind of in a fog headed toward their table, and then I saw Donna Ray, and then I just was magnetized over to her table where I belonged and had been set up for. So I can't be responsible for anything I did that first day. The first day is a complete fog. The second and third were wonderful. My only regret from StitchCon is not having or being able to have more in-depth conversations with people and not meeting more people, because there were many people who I recognized from across the room and then never got to them. That's the way it was, and I know other people have said that too, and it's true. It's just, we need a week, you guys. So, excuse me, I was watching Sunshine Stitchers, and of course they announced their cruise, and I thought, Yeah, a week would be really great because there just isn't time to talk to all the people you love and would love to talk to. So anyway, that's it for StitchCon. It was completely wonderful. I thank you, organizers, as everyone has, and I will be back next year, hopefully with my daughter. Okay, so I did the beers, I did the StitchCon. I have one finish, not fully finished. This is, and I don't have any foam core with me right now, so you'll just have to use me for the backdrop. This was a cell with, instigated by Glenn Tinsley, Southern Stitcher, and it is by Tempting Tangles, Cheerful Up. It's so pretty, you guys. Obviously monochromatic. So much fun to stitch. Lots of back stitching that really makes it, but it's a relatively small design, so, oh, wiggle, wiggle. So I finished that. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with it, but I don't know yet. I have two FFOs also. Can I have a sip? IPAs are so perfect for summer. They're so bright and refreshing. Okay, excuse me for bending. My two FFOs were framed by Monica Pratt at Welcome Stitchery in Crystal Lake, Illinois. She's wonderful. This was the Cottage Garden Songbird series. Why is that so confusing to me? This was, I believe, the first one. Everybody knows these, but I was really happy to get it framed up. Oh, the glare. I believe it's called Merry and Bright. And of course, Monica found the frame that was just like it was made for it. So I'm really happy about this. And can't wait to hang her up. The other was the Danish Handcraft Guild piece that I did to honor my grandparents, who are from Aarhus, Denmark. And we framed them together. We wanted a frame, I wanted a frame that was kind of Scandinavian teak looking. And at first I was considering pulling out the blue, since that would kind of be the obvious choice. And it just didn't seem right. It was too much blue to reflect, not enough blue in the two pieces. So Monica suggested this color, which was present in both designs, and I'm really happy with it. So I'm probably, my mom is still alive at 89, and I'm probably going to give it to her to hang in her house, since her mama and daddy are there. Excuse my bending. Oh, you might hear those crash. Whips that I have right now are the one I showed before. I don't have it with me right now, which is the Rosewood Manor Music Amongst the Trees. I haven't done anything on that, so that's why I don't have it with me. Been occupied with other things. Needles Dance, I guess I don't have that with me either. That's the collaboration between the three designers. I love the design. I'm not super happy with the fabric that I started it on. And I may change the colors too of the flosses, so I don't want to show you that if I'm going to change everything. I love that design, so that'll definitely be stitched, but I'm kind of anxious to play around with fabrics and flosses. I'm doing another Danish piece, which I kind of got into this Danish Handcraft Guild. Their designs are so sweet. And they seem to be growing again. I think they were big in the 80s and 90s. Excuse me. And faded away a bit when I first started stitching them and looking for them. There weren't too many, and now they're kind of growing by leaps and bounds. So I began, oh my God, I can show you this photograph. They're not great with the cover photographs. It's literally the size of a postage stamp. So this will be it. It's like a 1.5 by 1.5 inch, if even that, photographed. What I loved about this is the two birds. I might have mentioned this in a previous video, just sort of popping in from the side. So not exactly being featured, but being featured. So I started that on the called for fabric, which is, I don't know what it is. It's kind of a 27, 28 inch linen. It's pretty loose. Didn't like that, so I started it on a 32, I restarted it on a 32. I think Zweigart Winter Moon. Like the fabric, you know that point when you're stitching something and you are kind of like, I'm not loving this. I mean, I'm assuming other people have this. I'm not loving this, but I'm gonna push on. I'm gonna keep going, and then you reach that point where you have to make that decision on whether it's worth going on. Well, I reached that point. This is the original. I was not crazy at all, sorry, about the colors. I had to bring that flower out with an outline of backstitching, which I really didn't like. So I abandoned and started over. New fabric, all new flosses, and I'm happy with it now. So this is in Made by Mama Joan bag. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, yeah, here it is. So I'm using, I believe it's a Zweigart, probably picture this floss, Water Lily. And I'm using a variety of hand-dyed flosses. I haven't gotten too far yet, and that's not really showing. It's looking less green. Both the fabric and the floss are showing less green than they are. So I'll keep you posted on that. But I'm much happier right from the start with this. So that is going on, and I'm going to be leaving for vacation pretty soon. So I'm going to I just want to take one project with me, because realistically I always think I'm going to stitch a lot on vacation, and I never do. But I'm going to take this Mill Hill. Oh, this is in a beautiful So Much to Love Halloween. Ah, so blasted bright. That's a super pretty, there, that's more subtle orange. And what I'm doing with that is the Mill Hill, one of the little Mill Hills, Midnight Owl. I just think those colors are so pretty. It's nearly full coverage, but it's only 5 by 5. So that will come with me on vacation. I think That's all my whips. FFOs, beer, whips. Books. There are a couple books that I'd like to show you. These are both in print. I don't like to show books that aren't. I had talked before about wanting to do a family sampler, and I know Brenda Handwork Maniac did a beautiful sampler centered on the houses that she and her family have lived in. But I'm still sort of just gathering ideas. So I found this book called Sampler Workbook. And as it says, there's the author name, if you want to pause it. It's border motifs, central motifs. I'm thinking there's lettering. It is fantastic. I can't show you a page of it because it's just filled with charts. But I'm gonna have fun playing with this. I think I got both of these books from Amazon or Amazon Marketplace. So that's one. The other, this is a little more specific, but I absolutely loved it, and I think I can show you a couple pictures from this. This is Elizabethan cross stitch. There's the author information, I think. Nope, there's the author. Can't read that backwards. Hope it's not backwards for you. I'll show you a couple of these designs. I just think they're just so unusual. Different than Jacobean. So there's one. Some little pillows. I like that crazy background stuff going on. I'd like to do some of that someday. And these are so pretty. Aren't those beautiful? Wait, I want you to see them up close. More. There's that one. I want to do all of these. So this author is Barbara Hammett. Hammet. This was also on Amazon. I think it was Marketplace. So, anybody's interested in that? Sip. What else I got? I have passed 1,000 subscribers, which is, not big potatoes, but it's still a little milestone, and that's nice. And I also have passed my 1-year FlossTube anniversary. I think I've only made 8 videos, so I feel a little silly even celebrating that, but why not give stuff away? So I haven't had time to really gather stuff that I think is suitable, but I will do that. And in my next video, I will center on those 2 giveaways. I just want it to be nice. Last time I made a legit video. I know Sarah and I made one when we were on our little girls' weekend, but even before that, I had mentioned a giveaway for these Stitch People books. So there are two full books. Oh, and they're stuck together. These are so sweet. And then this is a smaller, well, it's still a book, but it's probably only 25 pages. And we had 17 people who were interested in that. And the one who I'm not going to do it on camera, but number 8 was the one who won, and it was person with the name Found and Made. So that I will be messaging you if you even remember that that's what you wanted, and those will go out to you. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about this. Oh, this is a question for everybody. If you have any ideas or you're even interested, I thought I'd like to do a little blue horse, yellow cow piece, and it was when I was looking through lots of old charts that I have, and this prairie school or farm animals ornament got the horse and the cow, and I thought, well, I could change those colors and do them. So if anybody has other ideas, that'd be fun. Oh, I guess I didn't really talk about haul, but at StitchCon, I didn't really, I hung back on purchases because I do have, fortunately, LNSs, and I felt like there were a lot of people there who, this is a huge opportunity for them and don't have people close where they can see things in person and touch them. So I didn't go into the annex until the last day, and yeah, even though I only, where is it? I only went in on the last day. I'm blaming this on Marissa. Her Instagram handle is Twal and Not. I don't think she does FlossTubes. She kind of lassoed me into these beautiful Jeanette Douglas series that has the little case with the sliding drawers in it. I'm not interested in the full case, even though it's beautiful, and I wish I had a place to keep it out, but I just don't have that spot. But I did order one tray, and I did kit the, what's this called? I don't know what the series is called. Stitch box, I guess. So this is one, but there are seasonals. I think a lot of people have seen these. So this one is, I have completely kitted and ready to go. So I was not at all interested in that, but being there got me interested. Took a trip to Keepsakes, bought a few things. Again, not a lot. I'm okay on stuff. I really just wanted to be there and support them a little bit. Keepsakes is such a wonderful place. And I did buy some things, but I think the main thing that I bought at Keepsakes, Debbie from Snug Harbor Crafts has already talked about and already stitched some. These wonderful JBW designs was the night before Christmas. I probably have seen these at my LNS and, you know, sort of overlooked them, but they were stitched and they were so freaking beautiful. So I bought those, and I bought some supplies. They're not totally kitted up, but whatever. And some fabrics from Under the Sea. This was back at the annex. That other people have also shown. I'll just show them briefly. This one is, and it was so nice meeting Leslie, and we went to a brewery one night, some of us, and she and her friend met us there, and it was all so nice. So this is Leslie's Emerald Grotto. That's a little better. Not sure what I'm going to stitch on that. These are all, well, some are 32, some are 28. This is a 28 count linen evergreen. I know many people have showed this. This is so gorgeous and I have no idea what I'll stitch on it. But wow, it's so pretty. And then this one is my favorite. Sea God, 32 count linen. Green is my favorite color. So I don't care what I stitch on that, I'm gonna love it. So I guess that's it. I'm sorry, my bracelet keeps making noise, and my bracelets are, two of these are made by my daughter Sarah. This was in collaboration with Michelle Bendy Stitchy. This is the little ruler bracelet, multi-strand. And this was in collaboration with Glenn from Southern Stitcher for International Gnome Day. Those are gnome hats. And this one was not made by Sarah. Donna Ray, this is for you. This is a bee, not a honeybee, but a bumblebee, which was given to me when I was in the throes of a serious health problem, and the bumblebee represents overcoming obstacles that seem impossible. So that's for you, sweetheart. I guess that's all I have. Cheers, people. So good. I'll see you soon, I hope. Not another quarter of a year. Again, thank you so much for being here. I'm not the fastest stitcher. I'm not the most productive stitcher. I'm not the most articulate person, but I am so happy and grateful to be part of this community in any small way. And StitchCon certainly proved that to me. And if you make floss tubes, I watch you and I love you. Even if I don't comment because I'm stitching, and I'll reach through to poke that like, but I don't necessarily comment, and I know I should comment more. I guess that's all my thank yous. I love you. Bye.